Hello, everybody. Welcome. Oh, this should not be open, and this one too. Okay. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's been doing great. It's been a nice little week. Honestly, things haven't been very different for me. I've just been studying my math, trying to get as good as I can on my math exams, the usual. So things aren't exactly very different, but oops. But I'm just looking real forward to working on some Sentient Q, which is why I already have it open. But let's do some review about what happened and what we've been working on, and let's take a look. So what we're working on right now is we are working on reworking the early levels so that we properly teach the players how to play the game before we introduce the grappling hook. Things like twirling, descending, and that's mostly it. But also bouncing, right? We had to teach all of those before we get into the meat of the bones, which is the grappling. So let's take a look. What have we done so far? Right, let's go ahead. We go over here. So we've taught the player how to move with WASD. We've taught the player how to jump with spacebar. We gave them a little bit of practice to use their new skills. And now we've taught them about the cannon and its existence. And after that, we've taught them about how to twirl to extend your current arc. Like here and here, we are teaching them how to descend. And so now we've taught them how to descend. So now that we all, so let's take a look back at our little list, right? We've taught the player how to descend. So coming up next are the 3 levels that are supposed to introduce and kind of get the player acclimated to a new concept called bounces. But we're going to, because bouncing is such a key part of the game, I've actually decided to make 3 levels about bouncing easy, and also 3 levels about bouncing hard. So let's first play out the game and see how it plays. You'll see that none of the lighting is baked right now, which doesn't matter because we still have a way of seeing the floor. So you might remember the tricking from last stream. Pretty cool. If you manually hit spacebar, then you get a little speed boost, but this only happens when you collect the goodie right now. So you get that buff for a very brief moment. Right now it's very primitive, but it is what it is. And let's just see how everything is. Feels pretty good so far. We're about to get into the section where we're introduced to the cannon. I'm also cheating my way through areas that are a little more suspect. So, little cannon, right? I mean, these levels are great, and the lighting works here, which is great. I'm gonna go ahead and twirl here, and this is where the game tells you, hey, you have to hit right click. Hey, welcome, Greg. Welcome to the stream. Today we'll be doing some more level design, and allow me to show you what's up. And here we are. This is what was going on in the last stream. In this level, we teach the players how to descend. And so how do we do that? First, we remind them, hey, this is a twirl, right? If you don't twirl, you're not going to make this. Okay, cool. We're also going to remind the players, hey, this is a cannon, right? And you continue going. Let's actually see. I need to test this and see if this works. Yeah, okay, so I'm pretty sure most players will be able to make this jump. If not, I might have to make it a little easier. That height looks a little suspect. But here, boom. If you don't descend, you go flying. You go way further than you should. So here is when the player is like, wait a second. This cannon doesn't work properly. Why is it not working properly? Well, this is when the tutorial will tell you, hey, hit Q to descend, and boom, there you are. You're finally here. This is the point in the level where you have to hit descend, right? There's no real way you can pass it. If you really want to not descend, you could just twirl in that direction. If you're a speedrunner, you'll find that descending is better though, because it means you get to keep this like 14.5 speed that you got. And over here's the same. If you don't descend, you're just gonna end up getting reset. So players are naturally going to want to descend at these sections. So let's go ahead, do a little skip. Didn't get the trick, doesn't matter, it's fine. Descend over here, continue on our merry way, and descend here. So I wanted to try out this. This is technically the hard path, and this is the easy path. So you go like this. Oh, I see. I'm chemistry studying right now, says Greg. Oh, chemistry, huh? Like, keep up the good work, my man. You know, the more you study, the more likely you are to succeed. And honestly, I found out that, you know, avoiding your studies, it ain't worth it. You know, you feel bad for doing it, even though you're just like, hey, I want to slack off. So, you know, we're in the same boat right now. But it looks like the level from last time is doing pretty. It looks pretty good, honestly. So we haven't done any lighting baking yet, but we might do it this time. But who knows? Who knows? We don't know for sure. So it looks pretty good, honestly. I'm really liking the way the game is looking right now. Oh, we got reset. So finally, we're about to reach the end of what I planned for the level reworks, which is basically what my whole idea. Yeah, I suck at chemistry. I hate studying for real. Hey, good luck to you, man. I feel like as long as you got that right mindset, you got this, you know. And honestly, I personally have never done this until recently, but don't hesitate to ask for help, you know. And I was like having a lot of trouble with my math stuff, and I decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna be that guy who messages the group chat for the whole class and goes like, hey, anyone want to do a study group? And a bunch of people responded, and even though like we showed up and nobody knew what the answer was, but just talking about it and thinking about it, and like everybody wanting to be there, right? Because class is different. Class is like, I'm here because the prof takes attendance, or I'm here because the teacher takes attendance. But with the study group, it's like the people who are there are people who are actually trying to like expand their knowledge. And so a bunch of people discussing, and you're in that atmosphere. And I feel like I know there's probably something more scientific to it, but for me, just being in that atmosphere and being in that energy, I was starting to just understand more. Like people were kind of telling, like, no one really knew the right answer, right? And you think that's not very productive, but everybody was saying like, oh, here's my understanding on it. Here's my understanding on this. And here's my takeaway. And honestly, if we all know that learning isn't actually just knowing something. It's actually your mind, your brain struggling multiple times, and it flexes that certain muscle, and it like kind of connects the neurons in that sense. I've actually been doing the same thing and going to math help more often. It's actually so helpful. You know what? That just goes to show that you're on the right track. Like, you know what's up for real. Like, you're already ahead of so many people just for going like to get help. Right? Think about how smart the dude who already knows the topic is, and how much smarter the dude who went to a guy whose job it is to make sure that you understand the topic. That's just like that much smarter. So like props to you, Greg, for real. Like that, it's something that I gotta work on, and I think it's something that we all gotta work on. And I'm actually glad that I did my little study group thing, and so I'm glad that you've been enjoying yours too. So on that note, I wonder if there's anyone who can help me with my level design, because we're gonna have to work through almost 6 levels before we can finally connect the grappling levels back to where they should be. And here's the funniest part. When I finally finish these like levels and I connect the old levels back in, the old levels are going to feel super outdated compared to the new ones. So I'm gonna do my best to try to rework the old levels, like these, right? If you all remember levels like this one, right? Oh look, it's so fun. Oh wow, I don't know what's happening there, but What I'm afraid I might have to end up doing is I might actually just have to scrap them entirely. I noticed that these new levels are more open. Oh yes, they are. You know, the more I do it, um, the more I, you know, it's like I get more opportunities to rethink about what's the benefit of certain things, and more open. I think the trick here, what I've done is like I know when to keep it nice and open, and I also know when to enclose it. Like here, it's a little bit more enclosed, but here, it's more open. My favorite part here, my favorite part is actually this. So if it was old me, I would have enclosed here, right? There would have been a corner. Like there would have been, let's do something like this. It would have been something like here, and like here, and like here. So that when you're playing, right, you just have no choice but to bounce and then like do this. But because I left it here, if you're fast enough, you can take this cannon and you can just bounce directly from here to there. And that's why I put this goodie here, right? I understand now that by leaving certain parts open, I allow the player to do some very specific things that normally wouldn't be possible. So the real reason why I put these walls down now is just to obstruct information that the player doesn't need to know yet. Because if these weren't here, and these weren't here, then we would see way too much, and there would be too much to see, right? So that's why now the only time I put down, so how I work now is I put down all the blocks, and then I start thinking, okay, where am I gonna put the walls? And that's it. And that's my workflow. You'll see that the workflow is going to happen here as well. And a new theme is I've just been doing a lot more dead zone stuff, because I feel like there's no harm in that anymore. In the beginning, I was like, oh, I'm gonna avoid them. Like for the previous versions levels, I was like, I'm gonna avoid them because I want the player to have like low stakes, you know, in a low stakes environment, something like that. But now I understand that the only time the player needed low stakes was when they were like in the very beginning here, because at a certain point you start to, the player will want like more to chew on. They want more jumps and stuff like that. And so I've been like basically designing the entire levels based on dead zone. And you know, if you fall, right, you're gonna get reset. But it's like it's still relatively low stakes, and the reason why that is because I'm making the jumps more simple, and I'm taking things a lot slower, like bit by bit. Very, very nice and slow, right? Like there's nothing we need to worry about. Okay, so let's take a look. I think it was like here. I'm gonna look for something. Let's see, how am I going to find this? Is it this one? It doesn't look like it. I remember I had something. Nah, it doesn't matter. So basically, here's my plan for introducing the player to bounces. The first level, it'll be this level. Basically, there's just gonna be a cannon, and it's gonna take you. The cannon will shoot you out, and all you have to do is just hold space, right? So I think that's pretty simple. We're going to work on that. So again, what we're first going to do is we're going to remind the player what a cannon does. So let's go ahead and do that. But before we do that, we're going to give them some difficult jumps, just to let them like chew on something. So let the level design begin. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we are going to put down a proper wall here, a proper cube. Then we're gonna put down this dead zone, and we're gonna go ahead and put it at the right height. Let's go ahead and extend this a few times. Like so. All right, coolio. So let's take a look here. We're not going to care about the Unity grid system because it is what it is. Okay, and let's just go ahead and extend this a little bit. So I'm just going to have a little bit more faith in the player now. And I'm just going to believe that they have the skills to do these jumps at this point. And I feel like there's no harm done in having a little bit of faith in the player, right? So let's do something fun. Okay, and I'm going to gradually raise these just to make it more visually interesting, like so. Jump, jump, jump. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have an extra far, like so. So here the player is gonna sight read it, or I don't know if you're gonna sight read it. You might fail it the first time, but the player is going to attempt to twirl as far as they can and make it here. To make it really obvious that this is a significant jump, I'm gonna make this platform a lot bigger so that it's obvious. Oops. Like so. And now we playtest. And I really wish, I've said this enough, but I really wish I was doing this in a level editor that actually made sense. But it's fine. And who knows, maybe one day I can actually make Unity work for me properly, but right now it doesn't seem like it. All right, so jump, jump, jump. Okay, these are good. And then let's see, pick up some speed, jump, and twirl. All right, so yeah, that's the little review for the player, right? Hey, do you still remember how to do normal jumps? Do you still remember how to twirl boost, right? Or it's called twirl extension. I don't even care. It's just a double jump, basically. Let's try. Ooh, okay, I can see a bit of an identity. I mean, I don't think it matters that much. Okay, let's try this with speedrun style. Oh, okay, so that might be a problem. Okay, that feels a bit better. So that one, if you're speedrunning that, you might have to twirl to make that third block. And I'm not lowering it. I like it the way it is. Okay, fine. I might lower it by one, and then that'll make it way smoother. Let's make this a tiny bit further. Yeah, and let's see how that feels. You see, every time I want to play test, I just have to wait for this thing to compile, and it's gonna be the end of me. Yeah, okay, so that works. I'm just gonna, because again, the player doesn't know how to bounce yet, right? So I'm not going to play test with bouncing in mind. Instead, I'm just gonna go like this, jump, right click. Okay, that's pretty tight. So if you're not that good, or if you forgot to accumulate speed before you went for it, then you might not make it. So let's try this one more time. Let's do it starting from here. You can still make it. You just need good timing for the twirl, even if you didn't start with with a lot of time or with a lot of speed. So what's gonna happen after this? We're going to reward the player. We're gonna say, hey, good job. So we're gonna give them a goodie, but before that, we're gonna drag these restore cubes to the proper folder, like so. We're gonna look for a goodie. We're gonna copy paste. We're gonna take that goodie and bring it all the way here. Yeah. And then I don't really care about the goodie placements for now, but I think right here should be okay. Like, I don't know. What do I know? Like maybe here. I don't even know. Okay. And now we're going to bring the player over here, like so. And then we're going to remind them what a cannon does. It just brings you places. Cannon. Here we go. Easy as that. And just place it like here. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm gonna make like an actual cannon model sometime, but right now we're just getting like the levels out of the way, right? Okay, so this seems a bit too much, so let's go with 15 for launch speed. And let's do some guesswork for where this might land us. I think it might be somewhere like here. Let's see. Take a little look. And I'm gonna have a peek at... Oh, okay, that's gonna be spicy. So here's the idea, right? The second cannon... Oh, oops. Alright, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Okay, so kaboom! Alright, we're gonna have to move that block just a tiny bit. Maybe like here. Yeah. And so it looks like it looks pretty good. So what are we gonna do after this? Maybe like this? We're going to do something. Yeah, let's just do something like this. I'm not too worried about it. Give them a little bit of variation. And then another cannon will appear. Let's make these gradually ascending. That's a little too high. And okay, like so. So here's the cannon that's going to basically be a little bit, that's going to fire you, but you're gonna be, actually no, this cannon has no problems. Actually, it's more like once you land, you'll find that the next platform is way too far away, and you'll be like, this isn't achievable by normal means. So it's gonna be something like okay, I think we're gonna have to do a more like controlled environment here, which is we're going to make the platform for this quite small, so that basically we don't want to like mislead the player into thinking that you need to descend or you need to twirl for this one. For this one, all you need to do is just let the cannon like fly. Also, let's just measure this distance and make sure that we're not screwing anything up, and see how we're doing in terms of distance. Okay, it looks like we need to bring this back a little bit more. Yeah. So the whole idea is basically this cannon is going to take you here, which is like perfect. But then the next platform is like way out here. And you're going to be like, you know, a player would be like, that doesn't seem right. And this is when you start learning to hold space when you fall down from, or when you have a lot of speed. All right, let's go ahead and play test this and see how these cannons work. Okay, we got the trick in. Right, boom, boom, boom. And then you land here and you're like, how do I get here? The twirl doesn't help. And then this is when the tutorial will tell you to hold the space button, and let's see if holding space button helps. It does. Oh my god. Now the only issue is that it's a little far. So we gotta like, if we're talking about only bouncing, we gotta like bring it a little closer. But the issue is that it might be too close that the players can twirl. Like they can kind of fudge their way through this like progression gate. So let's go ahead. It's like a knowledge check, right? Let's go ahead and check if you can do this. Okay, we're gonna hold space and do nothing, right? Okay, that's gonna happen. We know that it's still like not. Oh, oops. Hold on. Oh no. How does one get 0 speed around here? These parts. Let's go with this. Okay, okay. I just want to make sure that the player can't fudge. Okay, so yo, this stream is tagged as Roblox, lol. Are you for real? Okay, something about like the blocks, you know. It's freaking YouTube machine vision. But hey, when Sentient Cube comes out on Steam, I think we might have a little tag that says something else. So the solution to my current problem, which is like, okay, when the player lands here and I want them to only hold space and be able to go here, but I don't want them to be able to lose all their speed and be able to get from here to there by simply doing a jump and a twirl, is I have to increase this speed. Let's go with 18, which means I'm going to have to move these blocks this way. Now, I'm just doing sheer guesswork here because I don't know how much 18 speed is gonna do it, and I was gonna try to program like this trajectory prediction thing, but the code for that was like super complicated, so I haven't done that yet, but maybe in the future when I make a level editor, I will. We could be saving a ton more time though, for sure. So maybe the freaking trial and error is not the way. But at least I know like approximately where, right? Like I only need to test it like one time. It was like around here. Yeah. So let's try this one more time. And let's see if it works. Because if it doesn't, then I have to try again one more time. And you know, this is how it gets time consuming. It's why I wish I had a level editor. All right, go here, hold space, and boom, right? You get to where you want to be, which is awesome, right? That's what we're all about. And I'm pretty sure that but I'm not too sure like, if you can jump and twirl, but if I need to, I'll test it. So I guess I'll do it, right? You gotta do what you gotta do. So let's go ahead. It's over here, right? And let's just go ahead and cheat our way over here. Oh, oops. You have no power here. Okay, so go ahead and try to flub it, and it won't work, right? Is there a better way to teach bounces though? Like, cause here's what I'm thinking might happen. Like you might just end up going here, and then you're just stuck here, and you're just like, what the heck do I do? So that is a potential problem that I can kind of foresee, but I don't know a better way of teaching bounces for like, you know, I don't think there's an actual way for me to like force the player to like bounce. So I think I just had to go with this, you know. It's a shame, but it is what it is. All right, so after this, we're just going to give them a little bit to chew on. Maybe like this. And let's make this more interesting. Is this interesting? I don't know if it's interesting. Is this interesting? Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oops. Is that too high? It looks okay to me. I can't tell though. And after this, there will be yet another cannon. But let's just make this one extra far just cause. And then, yeah, I think this level might be like a lot longer, but I'll use the walls to make sure that it doesn't look overwhelming or anything like that. Maybe I might have to put this cannon in the center because it makes more sense that way. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did. It's just a little distance reference. I'm gonna delete this old one. We're gonna make this a little higher. Basically, we're having the player do this a second time so that they're used to bounces. Except we're gonna add another one, right? We're we're gonna add another bounce so that the player is starting to get used to like the idea, which is over here. Boom, hold space, hold space. Oh my god, I'm going so fast. Mom, look at me. And then you go here, keep holding space. You know, you gotta keep holding space, right? That kind of thing. Okay, so it looks good. And okay, cool. I don't think we need the connectors, like in the level Don't Forget to Turn. Like, we probably don't. Now that I think of it, by the time we get to the newer levels, or like these old levels, I actually think that like we can't use them anymore. I think that what we're doing right now might just be a complete level rework, which is a shame, but I think these levels are just too dated at this point, and they're not that good. And also, most of these levels are being designed without audio. So I think I'll try to work in audio after the fact, like after level design, but they're not going to be like integral. Like the gameplay is not going to wait for the audio anymore. I don't think that's happening anymore. There was too much of an impact on it. I was trying to like pull off a Portal 2, but I couldn't do it, and I still can't. And maybe I could if I had more experience, but right now I just can't. So we're just going to go with just normal levels and maybe me talking, like kind of like getting over with Benefati, right? The gameplay is not waiting; it's just triggered when you walk through a certain area, and that's about it. And yeah. Okay, let's see here. Let's take a look. I think this works. This whole like second bounce thing. So we're warming up the player to the ability to bounce. And at this point, they might be tempted to just start permanently holding space, which is what we're trying to encourage. Go here, bounce, bounce, bounce. Go here, bounce, bounce. All right, so here is the mandatory bounce. All right, it looks pretty good. We're going to inch them a tiny bit closer to the cannon, and basically the player is now very familiar with the idea of these bounces. So this is basically the gist of this entire level. Right? And let's see, what can we do? I mean, you know, the tutorial will just say hold space. We know that for sure. How do we incorporate the hard path? I think hard path will be here. Yeah, I have an idea. So like, basically the cannon will bring you here, and if you go here and then you bounce this way, you'll kind of catch a glimpse. There's gonna be like two walls in the way here and a tiny hole over here. And as you bounce, you'll be like, wait, what was that? Because there's like a goodie here. This is the hard path. And there will be like a goodie and stuff. But I've always tried to make hard paths like shorter, so I think I'm gonna make it like a shortcut, whereas the medium path goes this way, right? So we're gonna have to eventually do that. Let's see here. We're gonna make the players continue doing these easy jumps. Nice and easy. No problems here. Maybe like this. Yeah, that looks okay. Let's make this one a long section. Maybe like that. Make it nice and long. It might be boring, but I mean, like, movement, right? Just gives you more incentive to be cool as you bounce. Like, hey, stop hitting WASD, stop rolling on the floor, start bouncing already, right? We're trying to get you to bounce. Okay, let's see. Well, we'll connect the hard path back somehow afterward. Let's make this one like a lot lower, so it's easier to reach. I feel like this one's reachable with the twirl, so it should be good. Yeah, this level's starting to get like long, but it's only because the cannons are doing their work. So we have the hard path. And yeah, I guess we could put like the third goodie, quote unquote third goodie here, right? Like so. I just feel like this, like making the hard path faster than the normal path by putting a cannon that shoots you super fast might be low effort, but at the same time, I don't think the players will be complaining. Let's go here. We're just following like Mario philosophy here, you know. Okay, so let's see. Let's keep moving this downward. And you can see that this is happening. Okay, and then let's make one right here. Let's see. Check the distance. It seems pretty good. I'm pretty good at freehanding it now. Okay, and let's go ahead and take this. Like so. Make sure they're lined up. Bring these up. Okay. And just for good measure, let's just make this one an extra small one to really let the players know. Okay. And then we're gonna have to bring this one closer, which is not a big deal at all. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. So we just have to make sure this cannon is correctly placed, and we'll have our first easy bounce. The level that teaches you how to bounce one time, one singular time. Right. And let's take a look. We have, I mean, hey, I feel like I made this level pretty quick. It's pretty efficient. Okay, got a nice little twirl. Oh, I get a little trick. Getting shot out of the cannon. Okay, that didn't work out as set, so I'm gonna have to shift the goodie position here. You're gonna bounce and then twirl this way for the hard path. Okay, perfect, perfect. And then let's take a look over here and see if this cannon works good. Yeah, bounce this way, bounce this way, bounce this way. That didn't work out that much, but I don't think it matters. Okay, so it looks like we got a good complete level. Let's start walling it up and see how it goes. This level's pretty fun too. It's teaching, like we're really gonna have the player like hold space this time, right? So it's gonna be good. Let's go ahead and grab this wall and start working with it. Okay. First things first, we're going to work with what we already have, which are these walls. Over here. Okay, and then let's start working with these walls. Okay, let's see if this works. It does not. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like this. And then I'm gonna take this vertex. I'm gonna shrink it down like this so that it's just easier to work with. And I feel like I'm just gonna make this a new prefab. It's gonna be called Wall 2, not Wall at, but Wall 2. It's gonna be an original prefab. This makes it way easier to work with. So let's start working with it. It looks kind of funky though, but it's very easy to work with this way. Okay, rotate this way. Let's make sure we give like enough space to the player when we're over here. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Move it this way. I don't care about the grids lining up anymore. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, let's move it this way. Yeah, so this level's gotten kind of long, but long isn't necessarily bad. This one is definitely like a more corridor-esque level for sure. Oh, I didn't adjust this properly. Let's go ahead and turn off the snapping and work with this manually. Make sure that it meshes just right. Looks pretty good to me. And take a look here. I feel like more space is often better than too little. I don't want the players to feel claustrophobic. So that looks good to me. I just realized that this wall doesn't end where it oughta. So let's just make this invisible and work with this wall. Make it end over here. So yeah, we're doing the classic lining things up now again, but it doesn't take that much time when we're working with walls that are more workable. Okay, cool. I feel like we're getting way better at this whole level design thing. Okay, awesome. Go ahead and put this here, flip it around. And now, go here. Wait, what was I doing here? I was just, okay, shrinking it down, pretty sure. And this is why the corners are so workable with now. You just kind of attach them like so, and it just kind of works. Yeah, it just kind of works. Let's make it work a little more. Might be a little too tall. Okay, this looks a bit better. Let's take a look at from this angle. It's sticking out a tiny bit. Let's move it. Yeah, I'm not gonna sweat the details too much. Pretty good. Move this over here. Maybe move it a little more. Yep, and we're gonna keep working. As long as nothing's sticking out, it suffices. Okay, nice. You see how we're walling up this level? Isn't that pretty nice? Okay, let's see. How much space do I need to give it here? Maybe like that much. Let's go ahead and extend this out. Maybe all the way here. Oops. Okay, that looks a bit better. Go ahead and move it here. Just make sure that it fits. Nice. Yep. Well, we're getting way better at this. Looks pretty good to me. Let's see, how much space do I have to give this? I guess like this much as well. All right, so here's where the real kicker happens. Here's where I get to visualize what I was trying to do with the secret path. It's not just hard path, it's secret path too. But at this point, we're not introducing as many new concepts anymore. We're just playing around, right? We're just playing with having fun. Let's see, how are we supposed to do this like very properly? Yeah, I guess it would be like this first. Is it me or does it look kind of off? Never mind, I guess it's just perspective. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and grab this. And we're also gonna grab this. This is basically gonna be the most slender wall that you've ever seen. Okay, it might not work, but this is why we try level design as much as we can, right? Okay, so we're going to give them something to chew on. This might be tougher than I thought it'd be. But, I mean, it was something that I wanted to experiment with. Let's just keep working and fill it in after we're done. Keep on working. Keep going this way. You know, it's been a while since I baked the lighting too. I'd like to do that, but I don't think I'll do it on stream because, you know, you're just kind of waiting for a loading bar to complete. It's not exactly the most entertaining, but it would be an excuse for me to do something like funny on stream, like a react video or something. I mean, I'm not gonna do that though. Okay, let's line it up. Let's move this way. Yeah, we got the biggest dead zone of all time so far. This entire area is just one big dead zone. Why make a lot of block when one block do trick? Okay, let's work on like this. Move it this way. I mean, I kind of feel like a dum-dum right now for having done that when I could have just used the normal wall that was double-sided, but it's okay. Okay, I mean, this looks pretty spanking right now, if you ask me. This is looking pretty spanking. Let's go with the normal wall this time. Delete these. So this works way better. I can't believe I didn't think of it, like, to begin with. All right, bring this to the right height, and bring this to the right. Does this look right? I mean, it doesn't matter that much. Again, this is how I wasted so much time with my previous levels. Okay. Just gonna go ahead and do this. And we're going to move a little bit this way. It won't look right when you put it next to the ceiling on the top, but I think this is a bit better than the alternative. Okay, cool. And keep moving this way. Wow, we're almost done with this entire level, ladies and gents. I mean, we basically are done. Okay, and here's what we do to make a new level. We take the level template and we drag it out. We look for it because for some reason it's always in some wild and wacky position. We bring it closer, align it with the exit, like so. Where is it? Here we go. Give me the little handlebar to work with. Thank you. Oops. Bring the level template back here. Line it up and make sure that nobody gets robbed with this little bump. So what I like to do is I like to bring it way too low. Then I like to drag it out in this direction. And it looks like they're the wrong height relative to the walls, so we're going to do that. And we're gonna have to test this cannon later to see if it works. Okay, go ahead and extend all these. Looks like it's a bit off, but it doesn't matter too much to me. And time to extend the ceiling block so that like, look at the bird's eye view from above. Doesn't this just kind of tickle your fancy? I know it tickles mine. Like, it just kind of looks nice to me. Now, if I turn the baked lighting on, you won't see much because it's not baked yet. But just look at that. It tickles my fancy, I'll tell you that. Okay, let's just go ahead and go like that. Get a little bird's eye view from above. Let's go inside and see how it looks. Okay, nothing seems properly aligned. But at this point, what the heck, right? Like, why do I care? I don't even know what this is. Is that what it is? Let's see. I see. We're gonna have to do a little bit of adjusting. We can't let it spill into this next level here, so. Go like that. Okay. I think that's pretty good. That's one level complete in 50 minutes. And I feel like it's a pretty high quality one too. I'm not sure. I usually pump out the best levels off stream. But it looks, oh gosh, looks pretty good to me. Let's try this one more time. All right, boom, cannon looks good. Play it the normal way, like so. Shoot it out here. Pretty good. I failed. Go here. This is the normal path. So it looks like everything works. Let's just go ahead and see if hard path works. Yeah, it works perfectly. Okay, awesome. And you know, this level is pretty fun too. So let's try experiencing this level as a completely new player. So we don't know how to bounce yet. Then we go like this. We're like, okay, cool, awesome. We go here. We're like, okay, I remember how a cannon works. This is how a cannon works. It takes me to the place I want to be. You go here. You're like, okay, cool. And you're like, wait a sec, isn't this a little too far? And it might be a little misleading, but basically, yeah, it's gonna be a bit too far. I really wish there was a better way for me to communicate that, like, no, you are not making it if you twirl, right? Without like outright telling the player. But you know, maybe that's what the narrator will be for, like, oh, I don't think you're gonna make it if you twirl, right? So basically, it'll be your cue to reset yourself and try again at the cannon. This time you want to hold space. You know, and then the world will open. Oh, we're gonna have to make that wall block the bounce. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, this might be an issue and a half. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this. No, is that not happening? Okay. I just want to make sure that the player isn't able to bounce directly to the hard path. I might... Oops. So I guess I'm gonna do something along the lines of this. Which means I'm gonna move everything here, this way. And to obstruct it even more, I think I'm gonna make it so that this wall is like right there. So you really, really can't see until it's like until you're all the way here. I think that's the best solution here. And I'll just bring that this way. And this way. So by the time you bounce here, you'll be like, oh, what? It's like, what's this? That might be okay. Okay, let's see how it is, player perspective wise. You know, I'm really glad that I was able to make this level so quickly. I'd be able to make the next one, but I'm pretty burnt out already. But you know, the show must go on. Wait, what? No, this is not the level I'm looking for. It's this one. Oh, what was that? That felt kind of weird. Okay. And then bounce. Didn't get it, didn't get the trick. So now it looks like not obvious at all. And you can't just like bounce directly to it. So you really have to do the lurch. Boom, like that, right? Very cool. That's a really cool hard path. Oh, I really like this. This was a really cool level. Oh, oops. Wait, how am I doing that? Whatever, doesn't matter. Okay. I like what I see. That's all I gotta say. I like what I see. Nice. So what did I have in mind for the next one? Continuous forward bounce. Oh, this is bounce. This is when I tell the player to just like keep holding the space bar. What's lurch bounce? You know, I think I might just cut down on the level of, like, on how many bounce levels there are. And for this one, we're just gonna go with directional bounces. I don't remember what a lurch bounce was. Let me think. Oh, actually, yeah, that's now that I think of it, it's probably just a directional bounce. So I think directional bounce is a better word for it. Lurch implies that, like, you were in the air, so that's why I didn't understand. Freaking me. Okay. I feel like we can do this. Continuous forward bounce. This is basically the don't forget the turn level. I'm pretty freaking tired though from designing this level. I think I know what I need. I think I need some water. That's what I need. This is gonna be good for me. I mean, I'm just really satisfied with what I have here. Can't believe I want to call it a day already, but we might as well bake this and try to play the whole thing. But before we bake this, let's try to play the whole thing and see how long it takes for an experienced player. What would a potential time for a speedrun look like? Oh, I just did a wall jump somehow. That's wild. I gotta work on new audio for collecting a goodie. I need to work on audio for doing a trick, even though the current trick audio is kind of funny. I need to work on audio for a cannon. Cannons are great though, I just gotta say. Oh, didn't get it. Feels bad. Alright, gonna continue. Very nice. I love that part, the goodie collecting area. Oh, I almost didn't make that one. Lurch this way. Lurch that way. Oh, I should have tricked there. It would have been a time save. Oh, I didn't get the trick there. Feels bad. So we're 1 minute in so far. And already, like, the first minute mark is so much more exciting than the previous version. Oh, I didn't get it. Feels bad. Descend right there. Go here. Can we skip this? Oh, we can. Awesome. Go here. Nice. We're getting a lot of substance. And we're going fast, so we don't need to twirl over there as a player running the entire thing. So that's kind of suspect. Makes people really want to, like... Okay, oh, that was... So far, with the levels that we have, we basically have 2 minutes of gameplay, which is pretty cool. Whew, not bad at all. Getting pretty tired though, for real. I think I might call it a day, honestly. Today, I guess, is a lower stamina day. Had a lot going on. But I think we did really well. Oh, wow, okay. And we're just kind of going through the motions, you know. We're trying to make levels, right? Just trying to teach the player as much as we can. Let's just drag this out a tiny bit. Oops. I think I'm just getting, it's just pretty tedious to work with Unity, as I usually say. Right? Anyways. Okay, so I think today will be a relatively shorter stream. And I thank you all for making it here today to watch me create yet another new level. If you're still watching, I really thank you. Thank you so much. And tune in next time, which will be Wednesday, for a nice little more level creation, really. And I really hope I can get to the grapples eventually, because it's... Oh, wait. Oh, I'm so sorry, Greg. I think the chat wasn't working. Lots of progress is being made real fast now. The chat wasn't updating for some reason. How many levels do you have now? Oh, okay, let's see. Currently, we have the original 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. We have 6 new levels. So in total, we have 8. Bro, I've been talking to a wall. Look. I don't know why the chat box wasn't updating. But the whole React content thing, all right, looks like we might be doing a little something, you know. Maybe we'll react to some Greg TF2. I thought you were just really focused. I mean, I will give you a Bingles guarantee. Even when I'm like super duper focused, I will always make it a point to look at the chat. It's just that every time I was looking at it, it wasn't updating, and I was actually kind of wondering. But I'll make sure, you know, if I don't respond, that means something's wrong. Something is up. So I'm really sorry for that. But I thought that's like basically nobody was chatting or anything like that. But I guess today I'm just a bit more out of it. But you know, that didn't stop us from making a nice little level. And I did make some new CS2 videos if you want to react. Awesome. And you know what? Maybe we're gonna do like this little section at the very end of each stream, where I do like react content. I think I'm gonna do something like that. And maybe on the Discord we can make like this channel and then stuff like that, and it'll be like anything related to anything, really, right? Something like that. I'll work something out. But I really like it when like streams have like this segment, right, for like community building or something like that. So hey, if you like it, that's reason enough for me to try, right? And nobody ever said that, oh, I regret trying that. They only say I regret what I didn't do. So we're gonna do that. We got a lot to look forward to. So hopefully, right, we're going to eventually finish up these levels. It's a lot of work, but I'll try to get as much done as I can. And eventually we're going to be looking at a much more complete game than before. But for now, I think it's time for me to take my leave. It's been a bit of a long day, and I think I'm going to need that well-deserved rest. So I bid everybody a very good night, or morning, or evening, whichever time zone you are, and it'll be time for me to sign off. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I'll see you guys. Have a good one.